I think we are here. We are here. We are here. Because I have my phone out.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Singly Gay Podcast. We are streaming live on lovely YouTube. If you have seen any of my content, like any of my content, just please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share from any conversations and topics and discussions that I do have with my special Judies that I just interview and talk to and have conversations with every different week. So without further ado, I want to introduce one of my special Judies for tonight, Mr. Rasheed Goins. How you doing, honey?
What's going on? How you doing? How's
What's
everything?
going on? What's happening? It's so colorful all over there and stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm comfortable. I got the drink ready. I'm ready to go. Sipping.
Drink right with you. Clang, 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 clang.
Okay, I'm ready. Yep.
So how's everything? How's life and stuff? I know you've been traveling and stuff.
Life is good. I'm not trying to travel that much because the COVID is still kind of crazy out here. So I try to keep it limited to where I need to be, as opposed to where I want to be. Um,
True.
but that's about it. Business has been kind of light because of the COVID, and we're just trying to maintain and keep things going. You know.
That's how you do it. You got to keep things going because I know, COVID shut folks down and it took a minute. Everybody had to process and reset and start and build all over, which is, that's kind of life anyway. They say it's the circle of life. Things begin one way and end a certain way and then rebirth on a whole different, anew. So, yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So, for anybody that's tuning in tonight or watching, tonight's topic or topic of conversation is, called Why You Policing Me? And no, I don't mean like actual like police officers and things of that nature. I just mean like, things
Well, it's,
like in
it's the same thing.
relationships and stuff like that. Like, your partner just going through your stuff or, probably got somebody following you or got a tracker on your phone to just make sure that you're at where you say you're gonna be at. Like, I just how did we get to those type of relationships? Like, how does that happen? Like, you have to know your partner every move. Like, why do we need to know where our partner is at all times?
Well, you want me to chime in now? Well,
Yeah.
first off, there's two reasons why we got to that point. The first one is um, obviously because of people's insecurities. And because there is so much competition out there, or so to speak, so many fish in the sea, everybody feels the need to have to, you know, um, be overprotective when it comes to them. And that's all due to some, insecurities they may have within themselves. The others is it's just just plain and simple. Some people are just raggedy nowadays. People don't give a shit. And at the end of the day, can we cuss on here? I mean, I'm just cussing.
Yes, we can
Oh,
cuss. I'm not for the kids. And
listen.
we
Okay, all
cuss,
right. Listen,
we cuss and drink
listen.
on this show.
People are just raggedy as fuck at the end of the day, and with this mentality nowadays, there there's very like there's a lack of regard for life. There's a lack of regard for anything, and so um, people just do whatever. You can have the best thing in the world for you, and just because you want to see or test the waters on the other end, you might go ahead and do that. Which, in actuality, in this day and age that we live in, it really isn't a bad thing. You
Hmm.
can go ahead and test the waters, and that's not a problem. The problem is that people are not real enough to, you know, um, uh, communicate that to your partner.
I mean, because that's the thing, right? You would think that. So I know when it comes to relationships and people getting together, everybody will always say, it's all about, trust and honesty and being yourself and communication and all of those things, and it's like that's great, that's perfect, but like how somewhere in the beginning communication was great, now we're like in it, we passed the honeymoon phase and all of that, now it's just like we're so nervous to communicate anything to one another about how we feel, where we think we're at in our point in life or what's just happening. Like,
Mhm. Like you have to in order for you to have a real relationship, and I tell this to a lot of my friends too, you have to have a real open dialogue. And some people are afraid because they're afraid of being judged. And in reality, if somebody's going to judge you, that really is not the person for you. Because, there's two, actually, I need your partner to judge you, but in a different form. Yes, we want your partners to judge you in terms of, helping you build a better you.
right,
Maybe, helping you identify some things that you could work on to help you be a better you. But not judging you in the fact that, okay, well, you have this flaw, I might
hmm,
not fuck with you, or, you got this going on, I may not stick around, or whatever the insecurity may be, whatever
right.
the situation may be. Um, uh, I think that people get a little bit insecure and think that they don't need to communicate on that type of level. And you have to communicate on that type of level for any type of relationship.
No, you have to. Like, I believe in that because, like I said, sometimes I know things can get a little crazy when you get with someone, or, as they would say, opposites attract and things of that nature. But it's just like, I don't know. Like, I get it. Like, growing up, you have your own insecurities about yourself that you're dealing with individually, right? So, how do you know to like carry that into like a whole relationship? Because it's just like you would get people like, if I'm with someone, I better be the only one that they looking at. I better be the only one that they missing. I better be the only one that they thinking about. And it's just like, oh, you wasn't. Did your parents love you? Cool. Can I actually like? I'm like, where your parents at? Can I have a conversation with them? Like, you should not be like this. You should not be in this space in your life where like, oh, I got my man or my girl and this and that. But if I see anybody or if it's a problem, and it's just like,
Yeah, that's a little crazy. Like you need, that's a little crazy. I think, first of all, people need to be real. Let's just be honest. Let's call it what it is. I don't give a damn how long you've been in a relationship, how intimate you are with a person. The other person is going to look at somebody else. The other person is going to think about another person. And that's just reality. Okay? We have to deal in the facts here. The facts here are we're all human and we're gonna do this type of shit. So
right,
once you understand that, then you can get over the fact that, that bullshit of this person better not be looking at anybody else. No, the only thing that you need to worry about is that you care about this person. This person cares about you. You need to trust into that person that that person is going to do whatever they need to do to make sure that he respects your relationship. Now,
exactly,
if he doesn't, or she or he doesn't, then that's another set of issues. But in all, the first priority is to make sure that that person is going to respect your relationship, and you have to give them the benefit of the doubt. So all these, you can't do this, and I can't do this, and I don't want them to do that, and all this other bullshit.
yeah,
Listen, the fact is, this is life, and shit happens, and you have to expect the unexpected, and the only thing you need to really worry about is how do you deal with the unexpected.
exactly. Because we don't know how. Nobody taught us.
But see,
Like,
then again, that comes. I'm sorry, but I don't need to throw any shade here because we ain't throwing the shade. Let me put the shades off for this one. Um, that does that comes with a little bit of maturity too, you know. Because we got some young dumb ones out here. We don't have any gunshots, so I can throw some gunshots out here because that comes with maturity. See, you got these little young whippersnappers out here. I love y'all, but y'all are some dumb shit. Okay, you need to worry about what really counts, and what really counts is your coin. Okay, everything
I
else
mean, and
is
don't I
secondary.
mean, and I understand that, but don't get it twisted. It is some, older,
There's some older people who are stupid
bitter,
too.
just gentlemen out there, women's out there, and it's just like, how did you like go through life being like this? Because I just like, I know for me, when I'm in relationships and like, and I do have like relationship talks or conversations with my friends, they'd be like, "Oh, well, you know, what if, what if your partner went and did this, or they did X, Y, and Z, and or you didn't know they went off, or went somewhere with somebody else, or what if they went and cheated on you and all of this? Like, what would you do?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? What would I do?"
You do what a normal person would do,
I'm like, I would try to
right?
get down to the rooter to the tutor. We is definitely having a conversation. Oh, you're not gonna break up with them. Let me tell you, in life, when people do things, we may not understand in that moment because we're mad or we're like angry. But when you calm down, you really have to think, why did they do what they did? Like you
Mm-hmm.
have to ask yourself that
Mm-hmm.
because I want to know. I'm not gonna just be like, "Oh, fuck that, you cheated on me. It's over. We're done." And then we go our separate ways, and people just be like, "Oh, well, every time you see, so and so, like you always turn your face up and your nose up, and like, what's that about? Oh, well, we used to date it, and they cheated on me, and da da da." And like, people will carry that for years, like
Mm-hmm.
years. And I'll just be
Yeah,
like, "Do y'all not know that like creates a bitter, like a whole bitter person?"
yeah,
I would
absolutely.
never be bitter about anything that somebody feels like that they want to go and do in the course of like while we in a relationship, because I mean, you are a whole person. I can't control you. I feel like this: when you're grown, you're grown. You're gonna do what you want to do. You're gonna choose not to do what you want to do. Not saying that also that's me putting myself in positions to just let anything happen or things just go out of context and out of place with whoever I'm with. No, that's the whole point of communicating. Like, I think people tend to forget when you allow yourself to be with someone, it's a lot of things about yourself that you are allowing and giving to that person, like you being able to be vulnerable around them, you're actually being able to express yourself and all of that. But if I get in a relationship and I can't do none of that, and I'm always tense and I gotta walk around on eggshells because I don't know what you gonna say if I open my mouth about something,
Mm-hmm.
mm-mm, no, I shouldn't be with you.
Yeah,
No.
that goes back to the judgment. Listen, when you're with somebody, that person needs to accept you for all of you, not just part of you. So if you can't be your full self, then you don't need to be with that person. And so if you're walking on eggshells, then that's what you're going to be doing for the duration of your relationship. Let's be real about it. Okay? And that's going to present a roadblock within your relationship, which means you are most likely going to have a communication gap, and you're going to do the fuck boy shit that you are doing. It all starts with small little things like that. In the beginning, we see the signs in the beginning. We see
Exactly.
all the bullshit right from the door, but we choose to ignore it because this person may be quote unquote, good looking, or have coins, or whatever the case may be. Other than the simple fact that, you know, is this person going to truly accept me for who I am? And
Exactly.
that comes with the insecurities, and then that's when people start getting crazy. Where, oh, I got to check your phone. Oh, I got to see what you're doing. You don't have to do all that, because at the end of the day, if that person um, is doing them and they come home and whatever the case may be, I don't even care what that person's doing outside. I really don't care. And I know people say that's crazy. You should listen. At the end of the day, I know I'm very confident in myself. If that's what you want to go do and you feel the need that you need to go do that, then go ahead and do that. There's nothing that I can do. I don't care how many FBI agents I uh, pay to um, look at what
Hmm.
you're doing. I don't care. The point is, I'm still not going to stop you from doing what you want to do. Okay?
Exactly.
And if that's the case, the only thing that I can do is either trust that you're going to do whatever, or make our communication as open as possible so that way you don't feel the need to do that, or we can have a conversation before that even gets to that point.
Also, definitely got to have a conversation because I don't want you to think it's gonna be okay for you to go do what you do, and then whatever you catch, you bring in the house and give it to me. Then I'm gonna bust you in your face.
Now, see that on the other side of that, you're right. On the flip side of that, yeah. Um, hey, when see, I kind of sound kind of liberal when it comes to this topic, but in actuality, I'm more on the conservative side because, um, I just like you said, now if you go to do the dumb shit and you come back in the house with some dumb shit, and everybody has to suffer for your dumb shit, we're talking about a whole different ballgame now. Then the whole asshole comes out. Like, hold on, wait a minute. You know, now you're doing some real stupid shit, and then you have to go down like that. I get sometimes people may feel in the world that we live in, they have to be that type of aggressive, but you ain't got the time. Like, we got coins to make out here. Who got time to be chasing some nigga or some woman? Who has time for that? Like, on the real, if you have time for that, then
Um,
listen.
I
Nobody
don't
got
wear a
time.
watch because I don't have no time. Look, I don't wear no watch. I don't wear no watch. I have no time. I have no fucks given. I'm not doing none of that. I just it's like where did the time go?
I think the best relationships are where you have two bosses, whether it be male, female, female, male, whatever. Two bosses. So if one is doing all they need to do to bring the coins in, and the other one's doing the same thing, and you come together, it's a beautiful thing. So those people with that type of mentality understand that you ain't chasing whoever you're chasing, and who they're gonna do whatever they want to do, and we just gonna deal with it and keep it moving. You know.
Right. Because I like that. Because I was watching Miss Ayala Van Zandt fix my life, you know, this week. For some strange reason, I've just been like the stuff that she says to me, I feel like she's speaking to me because like I be in the mood of like when I'm thinking about certain things or what I should fix or what I should do. And like she'll just give me a damn answer. And I'm not even like, you're not even helping me, you helping whoever it is on the show. And I seen an interview that she did with the Breakfast Club, and she said something to me that makes sense because they was talking about relationships, and she was just like, I don't remember what the question that was asked, but her answer is what caught me. She said, you know, relationships can definitely, be worked like certain things in a relationship can be worked out when you have one individual that's complete over here with who they are and another one that's complete with who they are, and when they come together, like it all makes sense for them. And I just had to pause like, bitch, is she in my head? Like, like like, are we on the same way? Like, do you understand how I feel? And I like, as soon as she said it, it clicked in my brain because I understood. Because that's why, like I said, when I had these conversations with some of my friends or people that I'm probably just meeting and don't know, like they already ready to jump down my throat when I tell them. I'm like, you have to be 100% within yourself. Like your cup needs to be runneth over before you're trying to sit here and get with somebody because you're looking for them to refill your cup or put something in you, and it has nothing to do with them. Like a person don't should not another human being should not be putting in something that you should be actually fueling and putting in yourself. And somebody gonna say to me, well, what if you come with somebody and your cup maybe be like 75, 80%, and then for you to get that extra 100, that person you get with actually brings that out of you. And does it I get that. If you get with somebody and they bring another part or another side of you out that you never think or never imagined that you could do, then that's good. That means they're for you. It's working. However, it's not for them to give that you should always be 100% with self. People don't understand the things that you ask for, the things that you want is starts here.
Yeah.
Starts
Yeah.
starts with myself.
Absolutely.
So why am I getting with someone to be like, I'm heartbroken. Can you like patch me up, gorilla glue me, and
Right. That's
just make me
crazy.
feel secure and whole? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. That's absolutely crazy. Yeah. The patch up shit is crazy. Excuse me.
so crazy.
The sip is getting good, but
But
the patch
look,
up, the
let
patch
me
up
tell
work
you, it's
stuff.
so
Listen,
good.
listen. Nobody needs to repair anybody. The only time that people expect to be repaired is when they decide to jump in a situation before they're fully healed from whatever it is they were going through in a previous relationship. Um, and no, that's a rebound. Rebounds are temporary, so you can't really expect too much from it. Now there are situations where it might not be temporary and it works out, but that's a very small percentage. You know,
Exactly.
in actuality, a rebound usually never works out, and most people tend to just do all the things that they thought they wanted to do with that person and feel like that that really wasn't what they really wanted, and and that's just life. But the patch up work, listen, You can't expect anybody to repair you. You have to repair yourself. Okay? You have to
Yes.
repair yourself.
You
Nobody's
have
going
to.
to do that for you. All right?
Mm-mm.
Just like I've seen a lot of relationships where, you know, I get it that, it should be 50-50, but 50-50 also means that it's a give and take situation. So you know, if I'm going to be there for you when you're down, it needs to be reciprocated on my end, kind of which is what 50-50 is. But um, in a situation where you need repairing, um, there's no, you're putting too much pressure on the partner, A, to first repair you, and then B, to then figure out how to make your relationship with that person last or work, you know? So it's a double whammy for them. And to be honest, who wants to do that? You know?
I don't even want to do that. And my head hurt just from you explaining it. I don't want to do it. I'm,
Like nobody wants to, who wants to sit there and spend all day and night talking about or talking somebody out of their own insecurities.
not me.
Let's get you right first, and after we get you right, we can then figure out how we can get us right. It's not right. It's not right for you. It's not right for them. It's not right for the relationship. So at the end of the day, what we're
Yeah,
trying to say is get your shit together by yourself. Get your own shit together, and then we can worry about or think about the next shit, which may be a relationship.
exactly. Because it's all because at the end of the day, like with a relationship, it's all about building foundation. So if you don't have a very strong and sturdy foundation to build on, like what are you doing? Like it's just got a rocking chair. That's it.
You can't
Make
help
sure
somebody else if you can't help yourself.
that's because all like people have to like also remember when you like picking and choosing who you want to be in relationship with and you trying to get clarification of oh well why this person doing this and doing that and this that and da 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 da. Usually the person you end up with is who you are. It's certain things about you that are you that you will say to people that ain't me. I don't do that. I'm like, are you sure? This person they are the opposite of you. They do things that you do. They just do it in a different way that you would do it. Now you probably sneaky with it, yeah, but them they like so. This is me. What's up?
Yeah, yeah. Um, I don't even know how to. I don't even want to get into that because what? That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. Because listen,
I mean, you
we
know,
can
I'm just
sit
saying
there,
you gotta sometimes
we
you
can
gotta
talk
set
about
time
it.
for y'all.
We might be here all night.
Just, I got time. What's up?
We can talk about it. Listen.
I mean, I get well, it ain't the whole full hour yet, but I got time. It's been probably about 45 minutes.
Man, listen.
You know?
People are people are crazy, man. I just wish our community would get it together and understand that. First of all, we need to get off the whole dependency. And I have to be real about certain situations because I know I have a couple of my friends who, feel like they need to be dependent upon the next person. And that's the real hinder within their relationship. Because was something to happen to that person or something was just to come up, that dependency, obviously you've lost, that and now your world is shattered. Um, but as a man, let's just say man to man relationship, um, there's two men, and I just feel like, regardless of what may which way you may swing closer to feminine or more masculine, at the end of the day, you are still made to get these coins. Like I don't like to me, I have to break it down like simple like that. Like you are still bred to get these coins, okay? And
Okay.
so the dependency factor in uh, a gay relationship to me totally is not. It's not something that I can get with. Like I just don't believe that. Yes, there might be some men who are a little more feminine, and that's great. and all that. But to me personally, you're still a man.
Um,
And I do have to go back to, and some people may disagree with me. They may say, this is not true. Equal rights. Women might disagree with me, saying like, women are just as equal as men, and I truly disagree with that. I disagree. Yes, I believe that women can do the same job as a man. I don't believe they have the same power or might as men. Okay, and that's just fact. By it's science and it's fact. So from the genotypical makeup of a male physique
right.
standpoint, you're supposed to go out and
Okay.
get these coins. So the dependency factor when it comes to a male-male relationship, I don't understand. And that's the first thing that starts with the insecurities, is the
Mm-hmm.
dependency factor. And I think they run kind of hand in hand. Um, Once you feel like you're dependent, then it automatically translates into um, the insecurities. You feel like you need to impress this person a little bit more, or you have to do certain things, or this person has to do certain things. Then all the bullshit starts getting crazy, in a relationship. I've been in one too long. Too long. No.
I'm like, well, it's
No, I've been in one a very long time, I'm very happy. And let me just be clear, because that came off kind of crazy. I'm very happy where I'm at in my relationship. So, but and I ain't gonna front. It's 11 years, and it took about 6 of them years to get there. Okay,
okay.
let's just be real. Let's be real about the situation. I love my fiance to death, and he'll tell you the same shit. Like it took a minute to get there. Insecurities. I was one, and the reason I can speak to this so wholeheartedly is because I was one. I was one of these people. I live and I learn. I'm getting older, but and in my younger days, in my younger thought
Okay.
days, I would call it. My younger thought days, I had some insecurities, and so it led me to do certain things like check phones and do certain things because I wasn't that secure into who I am today. And so I was that nigga. Yeah, I was that nigga once in a day. And I'd be like, hold on, what you doing? Well, like, why you doing this and who you doing it with? And what, I want to control. And all that did was, turn somebody who I was with into a monster and uncontrollable. And so I learned very early, and at a very early age, that you can't control somebody. So what you need to do is be able to you have to be confident within yourself, know who you are, what you will tolerate, what you won't tolerate, what are your boundaries, what are your goals, because those come first before anything. Your
Right.
personal goals in life come before whatever relationship you got going on, before anything, because your personal goal, to me, God, that's God's plan for you, and that's your
Right.
first mission, is to fulfill
Mm-hmm.
that. Then it could be a relationship, your family, whatever you want to, whatever avenue you want to take it at. But your first goal is self-preservation. Once you're really confident in who you are, what your plan is, what your goal is, then you can start maneuvering into these. See, people get in a relationship and they feel like they can figure that out within being in a relationship.
No.
Because what you're doing is you're compromising. And you have to compromise in a relationship. So if you're compromising in a relationship in the beginning and you haven't figured out yourself first, that means you're also compromising yourself.
I mean, or the kids said compromise for what? Why? Why do I what? And it's cause I'm like, I've never done that. I've never, it's like how I felt about myself. Like I've never, like whoever I was with, like I've never showed that side. So like for me, any dude I was dating, like I said, if they were doing something, they was doing it because they want to. I was very confident enough in me, like, once I'm gone, your friends and them gonna be hitting me up once they realize we broke up, right? They gonna know you fucked up. They gonna know you fucked up, gonna try to come over here and then flaunt me in your face and you mad because we ain't together. I mean, shit happened. It's
Yeah,
life. So
yeah.
it happens. And then it's just like, but it, I think what me is, and this is crazy because like I always tell people, because people like, oh, Kelly, you ain't in relationships. You don't want to be in relationships because you don't like to commit. No, to me, commitment is not hard. Whether if I'm in an open or closed relationship, commitment is not hard at all. Um, my issue stems from people they think that they know what they want, but really don't know what they want. And then on top of that, my number top two don't do's or like dudes I'm not getting with. I cannot stand a dude that's insecure, and I can't stand a dude that is very jealous. If you're either of the two, I'm like, no, this not gonna work. I mean, but look, we get along now, and we this and that. I said we get along now because you don't have a title.
Mm. Listen, first of all, it's not a problem because you said your problem is when you first started that. That's not a problem. That's just being real about who you are. And at the end of the day, some people don't want to commit to somebody. That's perfectly fine. If
Yeah,
you're confident in whatever it is you want to do, if you want to not be in a relationship, or if you want to be in a relationship, or if you want to be in a relationship with 2 to 3 people, listen, whatever it fits your fancy, that fits your fancy, and you have to be confident in that and be like, this is me. This is who I want to be. Okay, and I'm confident in that. So this is what I'm looking for. Be confident within yourself first, and I applaud you for that because you know exactly how you are as a person, and it may took some time to get you because, like again, it takes that time to mature.
right,
And mature. I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna correct myself earlier. Maturity doesn't come with age. Maturity is different stages in people's life, and it's different for each person. So once you get to that stage of maturity, then you kind of understand yourself and what you are good at, what you want, and what's going to be pleasing to you. And once you figure that out, regardless, nobody can take that from you because that's who you are, and that's what you want. And you know what? Who you are is exactly maybe what somebody else likes or wants. It's not
right.
because you may not be for everybody. Okay, you can't just not be for everybody.
And I love that I'm not for everybody.
It is what it is. Shit.
Like,
As
I look, I'll be here for it.
long as as long as you happy, and you making a living, and you doing what you got to do. What else
This,
is there to talk about?
this the only man I need right now.
Okay. Okay.
Cause it's just like I said, when you get into like I really have to know your every move. I have to put a tracker on your phone. I have to go through your phone. I gotta check your pockets. I feel like when you get to that point, just just leave. I just leave the person.
Wait, hold
Break
on,
up.
hold on, hold on. Now let's be real here, because we've been talking all this good stuff. Have you ever done that though? Because I know I've
No,
done it.
I've never done it.
You in
Never.
any relationship, you never decided to be a little bit more.
No.
Uh, you never went through
I've never
anybody's
done it.
phone. You never created a fake
My
fake
my
profile.
grandmother taught my grandmother taught me do not do to people to what you don't want done to you. I've never done it. I'm not about to go through your phone. I don't have time to be checking no pockets. And the thing is, yeah, we're in a social media era, but back then everything was word of mouth. So when people start
Correct.
knowing who you dating and seeing you with the same person and start seeing you with different multiple people, if they catch you kissing somebody, like that stuff comes back to you tenfold. And let's be real, especially once you get in the gay community, it's very small. So all it takes is one gay girl to catch you on the block
Mm-hmm.
with Billy Ann or somebody and be like, bitch, I
Yeah.
heard they went to
Yeah.
and they was shopping and I think they just came from like anything of that. Oh, I seen they Tommy told me they was at the movies and all hugged up and eat pop. When people start bringing back stuff, cause you think you out here trying to be slick, I'm be waiting at your ass sitting down with my cocktail like, mm-hmm. So where the fuck was you at?
Hey. I done had a couple of moments. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not proud of those moments, but let me tell you something. We all grow, we live and we learn. I had a couple of those moments, and and sometimes it got really bad. But actually, to be honest, I had a right to, because I suspected, and instead of me going with my gut, I decided to investigate what I already knew, and just to, I guess, to get you know more clarification. I don't know what the hell it was, but I was young, obviously. I was early 20s, and
Okay, come on, your 20s.
again, would you say that again? What?
I said, come on in your 20s. Get
Yeah, I was in my early 20s. Sure,
oh,
long time ago. Early 20s. But and it happened, and then I never went back to that type of behavior again, because I really understood that all that energy that I put into that bullshit, knowing what I already knew, I could have been getting me right. Yet I was slacking. I was taking off of work to go investigate.
see.
I was doing all type of shit just to, for what? Like, and it just wasted so much time. All this investigative effort took about 6 months. 6 months, crucial months of my life that I thought, I know that I could have, done something a little bit more worthwhile with. So you live and you learn. And
Oh
that's why I
yeah.
can tell you, it's not worth it, guys. It's not worth it. If you're listening to me, listen to me. Don't go out. Don't worry about what they're doing.
Don't worry
They're
about
gonna
it
do
all.
it. With, you can't control it. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. The only thing that you can do is worry about what you do. Okay,
Exactly. That's
that's
how
it.
you do it. You have to worry about you. You have to worry about what you doing. Cause I mean, like I said, I've never done any of that stuff because my mantra was all have always been and still kind of is like I know I can get a man. It's easy for me to get a man. I just can't keep them. I I can get them. I
Mm-hmm.
just can't keep them. I be trying so hard, but
Mm-hmm.
when that
So
light
what you
bulb
so,
go
so
on,
why you think? So let's put you on the spot, since I know you're gonna put me on the spot. Let's put you on the spot. So why you can't keep them? What
I
makes you
I don't
can't? Why
know.
you can't keep them?
I got a short attention span. Yeah.
You get bored easily.
Yes. And I don't honestly, I'm on the journey now to figure that out because I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. So,
Okay.
because I don't want to date. I ain't trying to date. I'm trying to work on me,
All
trying to
right.
figure me out
And
because
that's good. You got, because again, you have to figure yourself out before you can really step into that next move that you're gonna make. You know what I mean? So
hmm
that's a good thing. You know, at
yeah.
least you know. You know, at least you know.
I've always known. I just don't look. I tell anybody if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like if I get to the point that I'm driving down fuck you street,
Listen, here's the fact, and I hope everybody's listening. I hope my family, my family, my in-laws, all the people who know me. I hope
everybody
everybody's
jumping in
listening.
like, "What you doing?"
Now, this is what I need everybody to hear this, because this is real shit. This is a true story. If my fiance and I decide to call it quits, or we decide to take a break, or whatever the case may be, we decide to split up. A nigga is going to be single for the rest of his life, if that occurs, because I'm not about to do it. I'm not about to do it. So I know me, and I know what I can tolerate, and it's very little when it comes to relationships. I right now, like, I'm not doing this again. What? I'm not doing it. Absolutely
Because
not.
it's
Then we
a
can chill,
relationship
we
is
can
a
do all
lot of
this,
work.
but a relationship? Nah.
That's a lot of
I'm not
work.
doing that. I'm not doing that. I love you
I
though, but I'm not doing it.
that part. I'm definitely not
Absolutely
doing
not,
that.
because that is a lot of work. That you have a full time job or career, or you have your own business, whatever the case may be, and To do that is like at least a part-time job. So I'm not doing it. I'd rather not.
That's
I
why when they
think
be like, you don't
children.
want to know. That's why when they be like, when you don't want to know what your man doing.
I don't
No,
care.
I don't care. Long as he come home, we lay up, do our daily shit, cook and clean the house, whoever turn it is, fill each other in on our day, get a couple massages in, might do some, homegrown adult shit, and that's it. Like, what else I need? What else I need to do? I don't.
You know what? And then you got the other aspect at the other end. You have people who smother, and which I think is a very bad thing too. Because I used to do that as well too. I used to smother the person. Oh, I just want to be around the person because you want to get, I don't know what you want to get because that's just bullshit. Smothering the person to me, if you think about it in a logical sense, I tend to try to be a little bit more logical. The more input that you put in now in the beginning, the less you're going to need in the end, right?
Right.
Further down the road. So if you have all this energy that you have wasted all in the beginning, you're going to get to a point where you're just fucking tired, right? It's just laws of nature. And then when you get to that point, what do? So let's save some of that fucking energy and spread it the fuck out. you know, throughout these years. And you know what I mean? Like, we don't have to be all on it from the door. Shit, you can spread some of that energy out throughout the years and make it last. People want to do everything in the first
I don't
year
want
of
to
the
do
relationship.
everything.
When you do everything in the first year of your relationship, what else is there to do but cheat and go find somebody else?
No shade. I don't be wanting to do that. I just want my space. Like, give me my space. Let me miss you. How about you go take a trip while I stay home and work and tell me about it when you get back?
Okay.
Just saying. I'm weird like that. They be wanna, oh, boo, what we doing today? Oh, we going out and I'm looking like, you still here? You didn't I thought you and your friends was going somewhere. Like y'all all the plans got canceled. Y'all couldn't find nothing else to do? Oh shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. So listen, I gotta tell
Yes.
people this, and sometimes we have to give ourselves a little tough love.
Oh yeah.
At the end of the day, Beyonce got cheated on.
And everybody want a Beyonce and Jay-Z relationship. They just don't want to be cheated on.
And the problem is that everybody is capable of being cheated on. And you got to understand that. You have to come to grips with that. Once you understand that, because you have to understand yourself too. We're human and we wander sometimes and our mind wanders. It's just human nature, you know? We gotta be okay with
Absolutely.
that. We have to be okay with that. We don't have to be okay with the actual act of cheating because I think cheating is some bullshit, to be honest with you. Because listen, you ain't got to keep that from me. Because maybe I want to join, or maybe I want to do what I want to do too. Like, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. And that's some bullshit that you cheat and try to hide it, right? So you do you, and then somebody else is just sitting there, wanting to do them, but they feel obligated because they're in a relationship. No, fuck that. That's some bullshit. Let's have a conversation. If this is what you feel like you need to do,
Right.
let's talk about it. Because okay, is this a phase? What is this? Is it just you just don't want to be here no more? Because we can do that too. Like let's tone down. Let's do what you need to do. I'm gonna do what I need to do. You know?
Let's figure it out. We
Yeah,
should
let's
figure
figure it out. Like it because it can work in everybody's favor. And it should be. And actually, when you actually have that conversation, it actually does work in everybody's favor. So talk about it, communicate. You know, communicate, have those conversations. The tough conversations are the conversations that always need to be had. So just have them. You think it was that simple. That shit is not that simple.
well look. With what Forrest Gump say simple is and simple does. Not really, that's just I'm making it up.
Mhm.
But with all the simplicity, and making sure we have conversations and try to cheat, try not to cheat. Make sure y'all ain't doing no PI investigation in your relationships and stuff like that. Whatever, whatever. Moving forward, we're gonna play a little games. You wanna play a game?
You want to play a game? Sure, I'll play a
Gonna
game.
play, gonna
All
play a
right,
game?
I'll play a game.
Well, as you know, I always know for everybody that's tuning in and watching, if you watched my channel before, I always like to play my favorite game called Tea and Hot Chocolate. Tea and Hot Chocolate.
Okay.
Say
Hey,
tea
hey.
and hot chocolate. Say tea and hot chocolate. Say tea. So, no.
Tea and hot
I,
chocolate.
I
Okay.
keep saying I'm gonna get a sound bite for this. I'm gonna have to record it and just throw my voice up there. I don't know what's gonna have to happen. We're gonna have to do something. So tea and hot chocolate is I'm just gonna ask you, a couple of questions. It's not a lot. It's a couple questions. And if you feel like the question has some truth to it, you just say it's tea, it's hot piping tea, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to elaborate, you can. You don't have to if you don't want to. Um, and if I ask you another question and you feel like, it's just a shitty mess. There's no truth to it. There's no nothing.
Okay.
It's hot chocolate. It's some BS.
Some bullshit.
Just bullshit.
Some bullshit. Okay. Some
Yes.
hot chocolate is some bullshit, and the tea is like, okay, now there's some
Like
truth to
like
that
I
shit.
like I can see that. I can see that being like factual on some fact type shit. I
Okay.
can see it. Okay.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready. I don't actually. I'm not ready. Let's just be
You,
real about it, because I don't know what the fuck you about to ask me.
okay.
So I'm not ready, but I'm pretending I'm ready, right? Because I'm ready. I'm ready for you to
So
hit me with some
so you
bullshit.
gonna pretend that you wear. You gonna pretend that you're ready, but you're ready.
I'm ready.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna drink anymore. I'm focused because I can already tell it's
Oh,
some shit.
okay. Because I'm about to ask you the first question. Because you looking at me like, what's about to happen? Because I don't know. Um, Somebody save me. Can we go to? Can we shoot the commercials?
Do we need to go to commercial first? Because wait a
No,
minute.
no,
Because
we
all right,
can't. We
I'm
can't
waiting
go
for you.
now.
You
We
go
we
ahead.
here. We here.
I like this. I like this. So go ahead.
Oh. So, question number one: Tea or hot chocolate?
Mm-hmm.
Is being with your partner justifies going through their personal belongings when you feel like it? Tea or hot chocolate?
Repeat the question.
Tea or hot chocolate is being with your partner, whoever your partner is, man or woman, right? Does that justify you once you get with them? Does that justify you being able to just go through their personal belongings, go through anything that's theirs?
Um, you know what? Some people might have said hot chocolate, and most people probably thought I was going to say hot chocolate, but I'm actually going to say tea, because if that's your partner should have nothing to hide, because your communication should be that open. That's where you should go. That's what you're looking for, right? So why not? If you have open communication, you can go through whatever. You have the right to. You're my partner. We have a good communication. So yes, in a perfect world, a perfect relationship, that has some truth to it. Like, you should have that ability to go in that person's whatever, but you should not have to. That's a whole different subject. So to me, yes, that has some teeth
Yeah, come on, all right. I see you. I see you. I see you.
to
I see.
it.
Ooh. Okay, we're gonna move to the next question. Tea or hot chocolate? You ready? So, question number two. Are gay relationships too much and overly complicated? Tea or hot chocolate?
Again, I'm gonna have to say T on this one. Um, and I'm in a gay relationship. You know, for about almost 11 years. November will be 11 years.
Oh yeah.
Um, but I've been in a few. Okay, it took a couple motherfuckers to get to this mother. You know what I mean?
You say
So
it took a couple frogs. What happened?
it took a couple trial and errors.
Oh, okay.
And let me just tell you, I don't know how I got here because I surely would have. If you'd have spoke to me a few years back, I would have told you I would have never got here. You know,
Yeah.
look at God, right? But seriously, um,
Okay.
um, it's a bit much. It's a bit much, and it's a lot of factors that play into that. It might not even be our fault, but it's a lot of factors that play into that. But it is a bit much. So I'm gonna have to go with T on that
Yeah. All right. Okay. Okay.
one.
I see you. I see you.
Okay.
Oh my God. Yes. Okay. This is our last and final question, right? You
Let's
ready?
see if we have a good.
Is it you good? You good now? You calm? Cause you breathed through the other two like it was
Mm-hmm. So he about to
like
throw it
it's
in there.
nothing.
So there you go. He had to do a little pre-show for that
Uh,
one.
right. Okay. Last and final question: tea or hot chocolate? Are straight relationships starting to emulate gay relationships?
um, yeah. Mm, I'm gonna have to say hot chocolate on this
Okay.
one. Because I'm a person who I can't. All right, so whether it's a gay relationship, a straight relationship, or a friendship, it is still a relationship, and regardless of what kind of relationship,
Mm-hmm.
your criteria still remains the same, right? So if you're in any relationship with anybody, right, whether it's a friendship, that those type of same qualities that you look in the friendship, like for instance, you can't say, oh, it's okay for my friend to do this, but not my mate, or
Right.
vice versa. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in that shit. My friends are normally somebody I could date. You know what I mean? Because I
Right.
hold them to the same standard, and not to be judgmental. It's more so what what I tolerate with
Mm-hmm.
certain people because you have to have boundaries when you
Yes.
know you have to set those boundaries sometimes when and regardless of if you're my mate, my parent, my best friend or whatever, there's a certain boundary that you set with people. So
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter if it's a straight relationship or a gay relationship, right? Because it's all about the relationship that you have with people. So to me, no. Um, no, straight relationships are not trying to emulate gay relationships.
I mean,
It's
I'm
all
I,
about relationship.
I just only wanted to ask because it is not that that's a bad thing. It is straight men that's out here, like they like to get done by their girlfriends, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Now, see,
It's fine.
now
I'm
you
just
took
saying,
it to a whole nother level. Wait,
look,
hold on, wait now.
look. I'm just saying the things that I
Let
see
me
on
tell you
social
something.
media. I am educating myself on sex has elevated to this whole new thing, and I'm like, I'm here for it. Whatever you, man and man, woman and woman, man and woman, whatever y'all like to do in the bedroom, that's what's up.
So let's ask. So then let me ask you this then.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that a straight man, it's okay for a straight man to ask his um, lover, his female lover,
Okay.
to, you know, eat him or do sexual things that a gay relationship or somebody in a gay relationship would do or somebody who's gay would do?
I mean, if that's what he why not? Like, don't stunt his growth because let me tell you, and we talked about this, that's where cheating gonna come into play because if you won't do it, another chick will.
This is true. But
So
I don't know. I
I'm
just don't. I'm sorry. I
it's
just
in
don't
the
know.
age of conversation. It's I rather them talk about it and figure it out whether if she will or she will not. Instead of him hiding it, like saying, I'm not gonna let her know I like to do this. And she just so happened one day go through his phone and see him spread eagle and the chick is like, like,
Mhm.
you
I don't know.
know.
Maybe I'm a little old school when it comes to that, but let me tell you
When times
something.
has changed, fool.
Listen,
Education.
listen. I just personally think that
No.
when they want to get that extra, there's a whole nother something, that people are not seeing. That's just me.
No.
I don't. Straight men usually don't want certain, or don't need, or don't want to experience certain sexual pleasure.
But that's because it's not a see, gender doesn't play a role. That's why I just said sex.
I
Being
know.
a sexual person is very fluid. Like we could talk about this. We could talk about this with Tank. Tank been getting hit that ass A for I don't know how long. He got a wife, and I know she doing it because I know she doing it. I know she doing it. And that's what he like. Honey, Tank said he make sure he is clean from the inside out. Honey, make him feel he keep his hygiene game.
Mm, listen, listen. um, listen. I'm just gonna
Different
be honest. I personally, this is how I feel, and
times.
I feel like I know people want to be gender fluid and all that, but at the end of the day, when you get to that level where there are certain type of sexual things that you like,
Mm-hmm.
then 9 times out of 10, it really doesn't matter who the person or gender or whoever is giving it to you or doing it to you. So people are, I don't know, the whole world is bisexual.
I mean, look, I believe you. I've been a lesbian for the past 15 years.
Okay, listen, because
Like,
it's the truth, and let's talk about that too. I know it's not part of the show, but straight men that like their ass ate or something like that. You know what I mean? And yes, there are a lot of them out there.
or pet pegging as they call it. They like, so I follow some straight men. I don't know them by name, but I follow them and they do dildos and toys and stuff. But yeah, yeah, that stuff.
Because at the end of the day, if you had a hole in the back of you and you didn't know who was behind you, behind this wall, and it was going on and you liked it, it could have been anybody who was doing it to you,
You
and you
know
still would have
what?
liked it. So, you know,
You know what? I'm not dealing with you tonight. And on that note, guys, I hope this conversation was very informational, and I hope you guys loved everything that you heard, and also just was down for us to playing tea and hot chocolate and getting hot and heavy on these topic and conversations. And it's not about talking about folks; it's about empowering people. Just being able to express yourself freely and be who you are, and also just to also touch bases on relationships because I know probably been doing that a lot, but not necessarily. But just also just giving you key points on what you should and should not do in a relationship, especially when you're very comfortable with yourself. However, I want to thank my special Judy tonight, Mr. Rasheed Goins, for
thank you.
joining us and talking to us and all
Yes,
that
thank
yummy,
you for
yummy
having me.
goodness.
Absolutely, I appreciate you. Thank you for having me. Had a great time.
No, thank you. Thank you just for, gracing us with your colorful presence, honey. I'm loving this background, by the way. So,
Okay.
would you like to drop your social media handles and all of that
Yeah,
stuff
you
to the
can.
folks?
I'm usually with two different companies, Phoenix Entertainment, and I'm also with GS Radio. You can catch me. I also have my own radio show, which you go and show every Saturday at 9 p.m. GSRadioNJ.com. You can also hit me at Rasheed.Goins at PhoenixENT.com. So, and that's PhoenixENT.com. You can check out all my little handles. Is at official Rasheed Goins um, for Twitter. Actually, I'm sorry, official R Goins for Twitter, official Rasheed Goins for Instagram, and Rasheed Goins for Facebook. Hit me up.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
so for everybody that's tuning in on YouTube tonight, if you like this conversation or it was very interesting and you like anything else that my content that I put out, just please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share Also, hit the notification bell every time I upload or put something new out because just you never know. And as I always like to end the night with my favorite saying in the whole white world, if you can't kiki with your Judies, then who can you kiki with? I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. This has been amazing. And thank you yet again, Mr. Rasheed Goins, for just tuning in
Thank
and
you.
coming in and having a conversation with us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And
I
we
appreciate it.
love you guys. And we just want to say, have a good night.
Have a good night, guys. You have a good one.
Bye.